Hello guys, welcome to my first tutorial. Well, it's not a tutorial, but I guess it is. But this is my first tutorial on how to find a hatch. Well, we all have this problem to where you guys get frantically scared that you're not going to find a hatch on time. Well, I am here to give you that info. Now, I'm going to teach you guys how to look on certain spots or certain spawn points to find where the hatch could possibly be at. Some of it is not guaranteed because, you know, sometimes they just don't be in that location, so you're gonna have to look somewhere else. With that being said, let's continue. So you already know this map is Badham Preschool, and if you want to look for the hatch as the last survivor or trying to find the hatch, sometimes hatches will be spawning on streets. You always have to look on a map like this. You're gonna have to look on the street because sometimes the hatch always spawns on the street. So when you look, if it's not there, you always gonna have to like look around. The second spawn point or possible spawn point is always in the school. Sometimes I always go in the school first. You always have to look. Always have to look in the school. So that's that. If it's not in the school, you can always also check the killer shack. The killer shack always has the hatch spawn on there. Because sometimes it always spawns on the wall of it. So that's the good part about it. So, see, let me check the killer shack first. See if it's not there. See, because you will hear a noise each time you hear a hatch, obviously. So if it's not there, then that's when you go look around. See, if you check those 3 spots and there's no hatch, then the hatch is somewhere around the map. If it's not in those main locations, see. So that's it. On to the next. On to the next video. Now we're on the second map. Now what you need to do is, in this map, you still have to look in the street. Always, there's different versions of this map, so you always have to look on the street. Always gotta look on the street. Oh yeah, another thing that I missed on that last one, you gotta check the basement with the house too as well, because sometimes the hatch spawns in that basement in the house. So that's the part I forgot. So always check the main street first. I mean, not the main street, the school. Always check the school. Sometimes the hatch will spawn here, or here. See what I'm talking about? See how the hatch spawned right here under the school? That's like the possible hatch spawn. Always check the school first, because you never know if it's gonna be on the bottom of that school. So that's the good thing about it. And then there, you know, there's always another version of it that always spawns on the street, but you know, I'm not gonna probably not get to that. So that's the good part about it. When you go over here, you have to check in here. Alrighty guys, we are in the Midwich Elementary School. I will be putting it on the description of the video. But anyways, let's get started. Let me cleanse this totem first. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, how to find a hatch in here. a lot of people get confused. But if you know, or you played this map a lot, you will know where it is based off of prior knowledge. So a lot of mistakes people make is that they think the hatch is spawned on the upper floors, which is never ever the deal. You will always have to check in these rooms. Always these small rooms, you're gonna have to check where the hatch is, because the hatch will always spawn on the bottom floor. That's just guaranteed. Like no doubt. Always check the hallways too, because the hatch will literally like spawn in the hallway, and killers tend to get there pretty quick. See the hatch is right here. It will always spawn on the bottom floor. Also, that's not the exact location where a hatch could spawn at. Yep, sometimes the hatch will spawn right here, and the killer could get to it, like literally find it, which is pretty stupid. But you know, it is what it is. You know, the devs don't hide hatches anymore. They're just plain as day, so the killer could just track it down. So anyways, when you get here, you always have to check the courtyard, because the courtyard, that's where the hatch will be. Sometimes, if it's your lucky day, you check here. And you want to know something dumb? The hatch will spawn right here too. So always check these areas. Always check this courtyard over here. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Always check the courtyard. Make sure to check the hallways, and don't just check this section of the hallway. Check all the hallways around the school. And then also, last but not least, also check the rooms. Always check the rooms, because you will always, or have a possible that a hatch will spawn in here. So that's that for this one. Wee-hoo! Alright guys, we are in Coldwind Farms Rotten Fields. Now, this is going to be a little difficult to find hatch. You're going to have to like really look around. But first off, the first thing you need to go is always the cornfields. Because the cornfields, the hatch will sometimes spawn in the middle of that. So you're gonna have to look to see. Always check the cornfields, and you will find hatch. If you don't, then what I could tell you is you could also check the killer shack as well. But then if you don't see the hatch in the killer shack or the cornfields, you're gonna have to like literally look around and see if it could be hiding in the jungle gyms. See? Look at that. See? Look at it. Well, it's not necessarily close to the cornfields, but you get the idea, right? I'm pretty sure y'all experienced where hatches spawn and like literally in the cornfields. So that could be a way right here to find hatch. So yep. Just a guide, you guys, to help y'all out. So things to remember: check cornfields and killer shack. And also, if it's not in those locations, always look around and you will find it in a nearby jungle gym like this one, or looping area. Now, welcome guys to the Sanctum of Wrath. In this map, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is pretty difficult to find hatch. But I'm gonna tell you the most important locations to look at to find hatches. Always, if a map has a killer shack, always look in the killer shack. That's just guaranteed. Always look in the killer shack. When in doubt, if you don't see it, it's pretty weird, but the hatch will always, well, most of the time, well, not most of the time, but it's possible, it will always spawn on this spot. But on this spot, but you know, it's not guaranteed, because you know, the pallet's right there, so it's gonna either spawn on these sides right here. For some odd reason, the hatch will spawn on top of here. So I will always look here first, and then the killer shack second, or you can do either or. If it's not in those locations, then you're gonna have to, like the last map, you're gonna have to look around. You're gonna have to look around to see. Thankfully, hopefully, the killer doesn't get to the hatch first before you do. So you always have to look around, sadly, for the hatch, and then once you find it, you know. See, there it is. Like I said, this video is not guaranteed that you will find hatches faster. I'm gonna just help you guys out on seeing the possible way to find hatches based on location wise, but it's not guaranteed that it's going to be there. And I'm still trying to do research on it as we speak while I'm doing this video, of possible locations or frequent locations where a hatch would actually spawn at. So that's basically that in this map. But like I said, this map is pretty difficult to find hatch, because sometimes, or most of the time, it won't even spawn on top of that shrine. So that's a difficult part of it. Sometimes it don't even spawn in killer shacks as well. So if you guys do, this video could help you. I give it like a 60% chance, because what I'm saying is pretty almost accurate in a way. So you never know if this video may help you on it. It could probably find you a hatch. On to the next map. Let's go. So this is Shelter Woods, MacMillan, and this map is pretty difficult due to it's very open, so a lot of killers will tend to find hatch maybe a little quicker. It depends on the player, but you know, I'm gonna show you guys how to find a hatch in here like quick. So what you need to do is, the hatch spawns in 2 places. Oh, actually 3 places. It'll always be like a 3 or more places. But the first place you should check is the killer shack, obviously. That's all you need. Always need to check the killer shack first. After that, I will check that giant tree. Shelter Woods always has this giant tree right here, and the hatch will most of the time will spawn around here. If you don't see the tree, oh, the hatch on the tree. If you don't see the hatch around this giant tree or in the killer shack, then you may have to do some looking. Like literally look around the whole map for it. So sorry, y'all. Let me just clean this totem. Never mind. But anyways, once you're done looking around this giant tree, it may spawn. Because I know based off of prior knowledge, it may spawn right here, around inside these jungle gyms. Like each time I go on this map, when I try to find hatch in those 2 spots and I can't find it, I tend to look in these jungle gyms, and most of the time the hatch will spawn right here inside these jungle gyms. So that could probably help y'all out. Let's see if I can find it. I didn't check the killer shack, so see, I mean, it may be inside one of these jungle gyms in here. Yep, you see the hatch is not in the killer shack. So if it's not in that tree, if it's not on the tree or the killer shack, it must be in these jungle gyms. Guaranteed. Oh, you see? You see? You see? Bro, that's why I'm never wrong with this, like literally. But I could tell you, this jungle gym, it may spawn like probably like right around the trees or anything, but that's literally like like by very rare occasion. But make sure, if you're in Shelter Woods and you see that giant tree, the last survivor or the hat spawned while like one of you guys are alive, make sure you check that giant tree right there, or the killer shack, and the jungle gyms. You could do each one of them first. It depends on how you want to do it. You can look at the jungle gym first and then the big tree. It really doesn't matter what order you do it. That's just the order I follow. I'm just saying. But yeah, I hope this video will help you out on possible hat spawns and locations. This will be a part 1. I'm probably gonna make part 2 later on. But I'll be doing more research on certain maps. And I hope you guys enjoy this video. Tune in next time. And more locations, more possibilities, more escapes. Let's get it.